everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am engraving a silicone bib. So it's a little bit hard for it to show up on camera, but we get a lot of questions about silicone, you know, how to engrave it, what are some good settings. And some of the things that I like about silicone is that it's a nice neutral look. Like you can get a nice subtle engrave, but it's not too much. So I'm using silicone bibs from Amazon. There's tons of places you can get them. This is just where I got mine because this isn't something I'm making consistently. But we are going to just set up the font in Silhouette Studio, and then we are going to be engraving with our Glowforge. So if you're watching, why don't you go ahead and subscribe now so you don't miss any more uploads. And if you want to get a Glowforge of your very own, you can check out the link in the description and save up to $500 on a new machine. Alright friends, so I am in Silhouette Studio. You can use whatever software you like. I prefer Silhouette Studio Business Edition because I can do all of my vector designing in there, and then I can export it as an SVG. So this design will be very simple. We're literally just going to type a name. So we are going to choose our font, and we are going to type Ezekiel, or Zeke, but we'll do Ezekiel. And now we can choose our font, so we're going to click on our text and go to the font panel over on the right. This might take a second because this is the first time I've opened the font panel in this cycle of Silhouette Studio, and I just opened Silhouette Studio, so it might take a second. Alright, so the font that we're going to use is called Brittany Weston, that sort of thing. Let me fill it in black and show you. The reason why I like this font is I think it's a good gender neutral font. Like it works for male and female. It's not too much any certain way. So you can see we have our overlapping lines. Check it out. Right there, right there, right there. Because this is a script font. So let's zoom out and let's right click, and we are going to weld. And now you can see there are 1, 2, 3 boxes in here. Welding will join overlapping lines, but it doesn't join things that are not overlapping. So they're still separate objects. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to make compound path. Making compound path essentially just turns it into one big object. If you would rather group, you're more than welcome to do that. You know, functionally they operate very similarly. Now here's one thing that I'm going to do. I am going to change this to be about 4.5 inches wide. That's about the size that I'm going to do on my, not onesie, bib. And then I'm also going to go in there and I'm going to thicken this ever so slightly. So one thing to remember when you're moving to a laser as opposed to maybe doing vinyl or paper, when you engrave or you do any sort of work, sometimes you lose a little bit of your design from like the burning off. Now whenever we do something like that, I always like to thicken my object just a little bit to make it easier to read. No one will notice the difference, and it helps make it, I don't know, more legible later. Right, so we're gonna select our font right here. I'm gonna go to my offset panel, go to offset. That's way too big. It's at 0.2. So let's type in something small to start. I'll do 0.04. You can see this is fine, but we lose some of the detail inside. So again, we only need a little one, 0.02. So you can see we have the little lines in there. Hit apply. Let's zoom out. I clicked off, and I'm going to click on this inside part. And let me fill this in to show you. And then right click, make compound path. So when you look at them next to each other, this looks bigger, but I promise when you engrave it, especially on silicone, we're not going to fill it in. You want to have a bolder font because you want it to stand out. So let's move this to the side. Click your font, and we are going to export selection and go to File, Save Selection. Now if you bring stuff into Glowforge and it looks like the box around it is very large and your design is small, you probably just did Save As, which brings in your whole workspace in here. So let me save this and I'll see you in Glowforge. Alright, so I am at my Glowforge. Here is my silicone bib that we are going to be engraving. So for this set of projects, I just went ahead and got like a 3-pack from Amazon. Now there are lots of wholesalers that sell this. There are lots of places you can get this. because this isn't something I do super often, Amazon was more than enough for me. Now the way that we put it inside our Glowforge can vary. There's lots of different things that different people do. You can do whatever you find best. Some people do magnets, so they put magnets down and they pin it down like this. That's a great idea. The reason why I am not doing that is because I haven't gone to the store to get magnets. So we're going to use pins and tape. So this is the area that we're going to be engraving on. You can see the bib goes to here. So the way that I hack it is I use painter's tape for pretty much everything. So I'm going to put painter's tape kind of right where the bib ends. I'll put it right on top. And so what I am going to do is I am going to flip this part of the bib down and place this in my Glowforge. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my hold down pins. I just cut this out of scrap MDF. There's a file like tons of places, in Glowforge Facebook groups, the Glowforge forum. Like, you won't have to look far to get this. So you can see that this is coming up. We don't want that. So what's important is we need our bib to stay down. So I'm going to put a pin here. I'm going to put a pin here. And then you can see we've got some gapping over here. That's fine. We're going to put a pin right here. And one right here. And basically we want enough to kind of keep it as flat as possible. Now again, some people do magnets. That's a great idea. I don't have any. You know, I'm kind of like, you make it work with what you got kind of girl. And so if I ever get magnets, I'll tell you that I did magnets. But we have this pinned down. I'm pretty happy with this. So we're going to go into Glowforge and get our settings ready. Alright, so I'm in Glowforge. I'm uploading my SVG now. So you can see there's my little bib. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit these 3 dots, set focus, and pop that right on there. Now while that's going, I am going to set up my settings for this engrave. So we'll go to engrave. So you can see custom. These are all things that I have saved myself that I've found that work. I try to list them in my YouTube descriptions, and I'm also making them a highlight on my Instagram stories. So make sure you follow me on Instagram. All right, so I put it down as silicone bib. And let's check this out. We did our speed at 1,000, 65 power, and 340 lines per inch. So you want the laser to pass a little bit more to smooth it out. All right, so let's go back. Let's bring this right here. And so I guessed on the width because I wasn't exactly sure and I didn't want to go up and measure. But honestly, I'm happy with that. So we're going to pop it right in here, set this up, and I'm just going to put it in there. You can measure if you want, but the way I see it, you know, I'm managing my expectations. It's a bib. It's going to get messy. So we just want it to look cute. I think that's cute. So let's go ahead and print. So we'll let this run, and I'll see you in just a minute for the final product. Hi, it's me. I'm canceling the print because I absent-mindedly was going under the vinyl cutting route, and you don't need to flip this because it's engraving right on there. So I'm going to use Glowforge Premium to flip horizontal, and we have it like this. Now, my final product is going to have a little extra engraving at the bottom, but this is a gift, so it'll be fine. So when you watch this, do not do that. Do not flip it. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's what I did. So we're going to set our focus again right here. We're using the same settings, not a big deal. And you know what you could do is you could find something to put down there. So I could do his middle name. I could do, like, they love Mickey Mouse, they love Disney, so I can't say that I would put Disney because they're trademarked, but maybe I would put something that the family likes there to kind of cover that up. I can't believe I did that, but I'm going to keep it in here. Okay, so now we're going to do it, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, so here is my engraved silicone. I know it's going to be a little bit hard to pick up on camera just because it's a very like neutral thing, but this is using a simple silicone bib from Amazon. I bought it in a 3-pack. I'll link it in the description for you. And so the nice thing about silicone is it has that engraved look, but it's subtle. So sometimes people don't want something out there and in your face, so this is a great way to kind of complement that. So I will share my settings in the description. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't make the same mistake I did by reversing it. I don't know why I did that, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed, I'd love if you subscribe to my channel now so you don't miss any more uploads. And if you're ready to get a Glowforge of your own, you can check out the link in the description to save up to $500 on a new machine.